Jose, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for checking out the Patreon. Deeply appreciate it. From your emails, it looks like you're going to be doing some VJing. If that's not correct, feel free to let me know. If you are going to be playing visuals in the background, I did make a few adjustments to my TOE files that I'll go ahead and send you with this tutorial. That'll make things a little bit easier, and then I'll try to give you any tips that I got from my time doing it. And once again, brother, appreciate it. Let's jump straight into it. Let's do it. So first off, I want to show you what I have, my original video here. All right. So this is the original. As you can see, there is a bit of the VHS effect already on it. So if you have any other editing software, that can be something that I do in a later video, but it already has a bit of a VHS kind of look to it, so that's going to be a bit key, but we're going to go ahead and make sure that we emphasize it, right? So we'll jump straight into our first node. We'll go here. As you know, this is going to be my movie file in. Jump into this. We have our input, our resolution. I kept it pretty much standard here. I don't have any, just the miscellaneous ones, right? I have this keyboard. You'll see why that's important. When I update this file, you'll see how that can be super cool for the flash effect that you want. So you're gonna throw this into a feedback, brother. Your comp is gonna be 2. Right? So this resolution is gonna go into your feedback. You're gonna do another feedback here, 1. We'll turn this on actually, why not? As you can kind of see, as I press 1, it'll flash, but we don't need that right now. Right? And then our last one, we'll do a level right here at the bottom. You'll see my controls here for my level. My invert's gonna be 0. Black level is gonna be 0. Clamp input, 0 minus 1. 1.5, 1, 1, right? Pretty basic. We'll go back up here. I like going top to bottom. We'll throw this into a noise, and you'll kind of see. Let's get this green out because we don't need it. It's kind of, we don't need that. We'll just keep it to this because we're not gonna use all of this. Some of this is additional stuff. So I got my noise here. We'll just throw that into a transform. My rotate is gonna be at -130. And you'll see why I'll kind of pull these up, right? So that's it. Excuse me. That's going to be a bit of my glitch. Just give it a little bit of an angle, right? Nothing too crazy. We'll throw this into a comp. It'll be the difference here. That's what I have it at. My rotate's going to be at 23. See, I like it, around there. But for your video, brother, just mess with these. These are kind of like the main kind of points that I have. And then when you go into your video, it's going to be different, right? You're going to have a different contrast, different lighting. We have our second feedback here. We'll put that into a level. My gamma is going to be at 1. All right, as you know, that's going to kind of mess with that as you will. My opacity, we'll keep it. And then we'll pull this up. As you can see, there's not much of an effect that you can tell with your eyes, but as you kind of compound them, you'll see how these are important. I have my limit off, as you know. That's going to be for color. We don't need that right now, but I know you did like that blue kind of tint. And then we'll go ahead and add that at the end, but right now we'll keep it pretty basic. We have our blur here. My pre-shrink is going to be at 1. My filter size is going to be at 2. Sample step 1, 1. This blur is going to be important depending on, you know, how crisp you want your video, or if you want to give it kind of that old grainy effect, which we love. Last but not least, we'll put a sharpen, if you know where to find that. Sorry, no, I'm over here getting lost. No. This is going to be a base. Excuse me. I'm like, where's my sharpen? This is going to be a base. We'll go into here, as you can kind of tell, my file. This is what I have in here. I have some errors, but don't worry about it. This shouldn't be like a huge issue. I'm just kind of pulling it up now, which I always do when I'm doing these tutorials, so sorry about that. All right, so now we'll go here to our middle one. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping around. We have our comp. I have my operation, excuse me. I have my operation on burn color. As you know, this is the most fun. You can get in here and mix things up. Obviously, you know, if you want, kind of, depending on what look you want. I like mine at burn color, just not too much. I will throw that into a transform. I'll show you what I got here. Right? Translate -20, -20. My scale is going to be at 1. My pivot. I don't think I changed my extend, limit tiles. I had that off. I think that's how I had it. I'll keep my output resolution the same. Obviously, if you have a bigger desktop or anything like that, you can touch up your resolution, and it does look better when you're playing it on a LED screen. So now we'll get vertical blue, source midnight, displace weight, offset weight, and I got my extend on hold. That's going to be important. I don't think I touched anything here. Right. Boom, we'll go here. Here's my noise settings. My transform. You are going to have to, I do have that code. I'll add that code into the email. So you are going to have to put that R equals MX. I'm not sure if you're aware of the movement formula in Touchdesigner, but I can add that. So you can put that in there. But, you know, here you go right here. ABS times dot seconds. You got that star 1.2. Not too fast, not too slow, right? She's gonna go into your noise. You got your displace here, brother. Your level. I don't think I changed anything besides for my pre. Kind of just go through here to show you what I got. And feel free to pause this video and adjust it. And if you have any questions. My slope, got my strength all the way up. My 0 point's going to be at 0.5. My noise is off right now. You'll kind of see why. I am right now on the laptop, so our noise is going to be off. But if we did have that noise, you put your top 2. Download type into next frame fast. Here's my crop settings, my extend settings, my channel. Sample rate's going to be at 60. I don't think I touched anything there. Then you'll add a null, of course. We got our fourth noise, which will go into a displace. Right, we'll go into here, and you'll kind of see my displace here. You kind of see if you got a controller, this looks kind of cool. I know you were kind of looking for that cube look, but if you have a controller or a keyboard, this is going to be something that you can map onto to one of your knobs. Right, looks cool to get into that. It's going to be important. So then you have your transform here. You'll see why I have this off. Kind of gives it a little bit of that bounce, but right now we don't need it, so I have it off. Let's see what's going on up here. We got our noise, which will, I think I have that same formula, ABS times 1, depending on how, you can do 1.2, 1. Whatever, however speedy you want, kind of these kind of highlights in the background, as you can kind of see the light going. That's what you'll do it to. Let me not do that. You got your top two, then you got your null. I don't think I put anything, but my download type is going to be next frame, which is perfect. And then here is for the color. And you'll kind of see, like, I like to do this in the in After Effects to kind of go for a smooth color, but if you're doing it live, I'll kind of show you here. You can do some super cool stuff, super cool, if you map this onto like a keyboard or anything like that, or if you have a light board. And it's going to be your seed here, as you can kind of see. You can really get in here and see what color you want. But for right now, we'll keep it just like that. So if you notice, what I have playing here is going to be, I'm just going up here to the comp because that's all I needed. All right, so every video is going to be different. I just kind of want this look. I don't need the rest of it. So every video is going to be different. So I know it's a little bit confusing because I do, sometimes I make a huge file and I only use half of it. But wherever node that you specifically like let's say you're doing a 20 node thing and you like it right there at 10, feel free to pull 10 up and stay right there and throw that into something else. I like to use multiple files, but as you can kind of see, what I'm using is just right here, just pretty much, first 15. So I'm not even going all the way down to here. I'm stopping right there at the comp. And then let me open one of the files that I sent you, and then we'll get into the glitch. So this is going to be glitch. It's just glitch 2.0, but this is an older version. So when I send it to you again, I'll put this as glitch 1. Sorry, here see my recording there. Okay, boom. So this is gonna be a second glitch, right? So I normally do a few files. and you'll see why. Sometimes I'll do it like this. So this is what I mean when I say the VJ effect. As you can kind of see, it looks really crazy. You can't really see what's going on. It's the same ones, but I just tweaked a few things on here. This is going to be more for what I think that you would like, which is going to be a live set. And then I have my keyboard node here, and it's going to be 1. So I think even if you have Windows or Mac, you should be able to hit 1. And when I hit 1, you'll kind of see it does flash a bit. And then it'll go back into my glitch. So this is going to be cool if you're doing something live and you have a DJ or anything like that, and the bass is going. You can obviously hook it up to an audio file to do it, automatically, but sometimes I like to have control of it. And then you'll kind of see here what we got. So as you kind of see, my feedback here is crazy. So that might be a bit too much edit. I'm gonna try to take some of it out, some of that glitch effect out, because we don't need all of that, right? And I'm hitting 1 right here, as you can kind of see. So I'll turn that feedback off. Turn this comp off. I'll keep that on, actually. That might be it right here. I think I had it on Y film. You can kind of go in here and tweak it a bit. Go ahead, how I had it on burn color. And I'll just go in here and mess with it. Right. I think in the one that I had a little bit of a bevel, as you can kind of see the outline. Boom. Just to give it a little bit of depth. So we'll kind of trace that. I like that. It actually looks pretty dope. Right, we'll put it here. We'll go into our displays, go into our transform. So that's a little bit too crazy. We'll get into our displays here. I don't think we need that, right? And I just hit that slope. You saw it started to flash. And you can always take out some colors, pull some colors here, but we won't go into the coloring aspect of it. But so that's kind of just my glitch. I don't want it to be too glitchy, especially for that video that you specifically said you liked. So as you kind of see, I turn this transform off, this displace off, and I just have my comp here, which is going to be this video right here, playing right here, and then that final video, this one is going to be this lookup. I do got a FIP. Some of these are, yeah, I'm kind of going through it because, sorry, sometimes I can confuse myself because when I'm going through it, I'm like, do I need this? I stopped it right at the lookup, but obviously if you want to get into your level to clean up a few colors or whatnot, you can do that. You'll kind of see once I touch it. Yeah, so if you want to, clean up a few colors, take some colors out, you'll go into your level here. Now we'll jump into that flash. As it pulls up. Yeah, brother, I would love to see some of your stuff. When you get this done, I would love to check it out. Close this. Don't need that. Boom. So I kind of showed you the flash, just hitting the number 1, but if you don't want to do that, here's just a TOE file that has your flash for you. I'm not sure if you want me to go through this, but I think I sent you this file. You'll kind of see you got that flash. You got your LFO, which you can kind of tweak if you think it's too high, too fast, your math, right? Kind of show you my settings. Got it at, my sample rate's going to be at 60. Obviously you can go slower, faster, for kind of more of that monotone flash. Obviously it looks a little bit crazy, but you go in here, always kind of tweak your settings. We'll turn this mono off so that we can get some color. All right, so it's pretty simple. Maybe sometimes I can make it a bit more confusing, but as you kind of see, I'm just using 2 files. Well, I'm using 2 files, but I'm using it maybe like 3 different times. So I might hit that one if I'm doing a live show, or map it onto a keyboard or something like that, which looks cool. And then you kind of see, we'll kind of just show you I think this is also going to be a formula, and I can go ahead and send that as well. You got your math, you got your trail. My window length is going to be at 4 capture time slice. My math. What am I doing? Got my transform. My settings here. I don't think I touched anything after that. My extend is going to be 0. And then I am going to use, for a video like the one that you saw, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to shoot it on VHS. So that's going to be important. I want to shoot it on a VHS to begin with. And then I'm going to put it into here, throw it into a few edits, right? Bounce out the file. Then I'm going to take it into whatever you have. It could be Adobe, After Effects, Premiere, iMovie, just whatever you have. And then you can also throw on another layer of a VHS kind of look. I might do that and then bounce it out again and then put it back into a glitch, right? So I'll take that, bounce that out into a glitch again. Maybe I can color it this time, keep it blue. I might even overlay it, so let's just see if I can just use iMovie. Alright, so let's just pull this up while I have it. So I might normally use Premiere, but we'll just use Apple Effects and you'll kind of see. So if you have two glitches and you just overlay them, which could be cool to kind of give it that effect, right? And then yeah, I might go here. iMovie's pretty simple, but I think Premiere makes it way easier. Make it a bit more blue, as you see, right? I think the one that you saw was pretty blue. Going in here, I might do that, see how that looks, bounce it out again, see how it looks in glitch. I'm always going to export as the highest quality I can. Hopefully you can keep it into 1080p. So when you finally bounce it out, whatever, it might end up on 720, but that's going to be give or take with whatever video you're working with. Yeah, if you have any more questions, brother, please let me know. Thank you again, Jose. And if there's any questions, or if maybe I moved through it too fast or I was too confusing, dude, feel free to just let me know. I don't mind slowing down on a few parts to make sure that you can understand it. I'm still learning exactly how to explain what I do. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you again, brother. I hope you have a good one.